Okay, we're going to get started. Welcome to the January 14th Board of Adjustment meeting. It's now 6 p.m. We're going to get started. Bob, if you could help lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Everybody please rise. The flag right there. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Have a seat. Thank you.
Thank you. Nicole, if you could please take roll.
Mr. Shetman, Mr. Galis,
Here.
Mr. Yannick, Mrs. Williams, Mr. Hagopian,
Here.
Mrs. Rathburn, Mrs. Mergler,
Here.
Mr. Mead,
Here.
Mr. Wolf,
Here.
Chair Elfman.
Here.
You have a quorum.
Thank you. Entertain a motion for approval of the minutes.
So moved.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Okay, any discussion? Okay, Nicole, I might as well let you do it again. Unless, could I do a voice vote on this one? I go bad. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, motion passes. Each member of the public that wishes to speak after each item is presented and discussed by the board will have 3 minutes per item. Representatives of association will have 5 minutes. Nicole, if you could please swear in anybody who's wishing to speak.
Yes, could all members of the public that are wishing to speak please stand up and raise your right hand? Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Thank you. Board, we have a request for a referral or second case, case number 25110001. It's in your backup. Entertain a motion.
Motion to approve deferral.
Second.
Okay, any discussion? Okay, Nicole.
One moment.
I'm sorry. Oh,
They did. They
for a
asked
date?
for February. He said he'd be
To the
ready in
February meeting.
A second.
okay.
Mr. Galis,
Yes.
Mr. Hagopian,
Yes.
Mrs. Rathburn, Mrs. Mergler,
Yes.
Mr. Mead,
Yes.
Mr. Wolf,
Yes.
Chair Elfman.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you. Our next case, case number 250-40003. I'm sorry, I'm trying to get used to the iPad. I don't have the address written as clearly. Okay, address 25 Northwest 11th Street. Start with disclosures. Jared?
Note.
Amy?
No.
Doug?
No.
Bob?
None.
Jason?
Nope.
Pat?
No.
And, sorry, I did do a drive-by prior to the request for deferral. Okay, do we have an applicant? Okay, no applicant for 25 Northwest 11th Street? Okay. Well, in that case, we're going to move on to our next case. Kate? Sure.
Can we just move it to the end of the agenda and see if he shows up, and if not, take action at that point?
That was actually what the intent was going to be if they show up in between.
Sure,
Can we
I
do
just
that?
needed some kind of disposition of it. So
Yeah.
if you're,
Yeah.
okay.
I mean, we'll deal with it if he doesn't show up.
Yeah. Thank
right.
you, Pat. And Pat, maybe you could just remind in case I forget at the end. Thank you. Yes. Next case, case number 2511006, 2418 Cockayne Lane. We'll start with disclosures. Jared?
Nope.
Amy?
I spoke with counsel.
Doug? Bob?
None.
Jason?
Nope.
Pat?
No.
I did do a drive-by and also spoke with counsel. So Stephanie, you're on.
Thank you, Chair. Stephanie Toothaker. Before I begin, I'd like to ask Michael Dunbar to come up and speak for a moment.
Good evening. I'm Michael Dunbar. I'm the owner of the house in question. I moved into Fort Lauderdale back in 2008, and so I've been a resident here for quite some time, not in this house. I bought this house back in 2022, and with the intent of remodeling it and expanding on it for my future and our family and stuff. So that's what I'm here for today.
Okay, Stephanie.
Okay. Thank you again, Stephanie Toothaker, on behalf of Mr. Dunbar. The subject property is 2418 Cat K Lane. As he indicated, this is his personal home. We are asking for a modification to the side yard. I always get this wrong with where I'm pointing it. Here we go. So this is the subject property, and you can see we've shown you 3 images. We zoomed out on the first one, zoomed a little bit closer in on the middle one, and this is the existing home where Mr. Dunbar lives today. Okay. The future land use is irregular 6.65, and the zoning is RS 6.85A. And that may sound a little interesting and different to you because this is an area that was actually annexed. It was originally unincorporated Broward County. It was annexed into Fort Lauderdale, and it's one of the few areas in Fort Lauderdale where the homes that were there, the home that's there today, was built under the zoning code that applied at the time, which was Broward County, and the home that's there today is consistent with the zoning that was in place when the home was built. So it's considered a legal non-conforming today. So the plan, Mr. Dunbar, what he's planning to do with the home is to tear down what's there, use the existing foundations of the home, and build a 2-story home. And for Mr. Wolf, you'll appreciate this. As you know, a lot of homes try to maintain the foundations, maintain some retaining walls and things like that, because there's some tax consequences if you don't do that. So this is really, we're describing this as a 1st-story renovation and rebuild with a 2nd-story addition. And the requested variance is a very minor variance. As I said, it's the new home will sit on the foundation, some expansion of that. None of the expansion is outside the existing zoning category. The expansion is all completely compliant with today's code. It's the existing area that sits outside the home today sits outside the zoning code that was adopted after the home was built, which is how it became a legal non-conforming use. So the variance is only on the north side, and we're asking for a setback of 5 feet, which again that's the existing condition today. That's where the existing home sits. 5 feet 7 and 3/4 inches, whereas the code, for some reason, when the city drafted the code after they annexed the area, the city allocated setbacks in this area of 7 feet 6 inches, even though the pattern of homes that are built on the street do not comply with that required zoning today. It's a total variance of 1 foot 10 and 1/4 inches, so it's a very minor variance. And I'm showing you here. So if you look on the left, that's the existing survey. You can see that the existing foundation of the home, as I said, sits in that 1 foot plus variance area that we're requesting because it's already there. That's where the foundation and the pilings already are. And the proposed site plan, the outline of the home you can see on the right, maintains that existing location for that one foot plus that's outside today's setback, but as I said, was consistent and is consistent with the setback that existed at the time that the home was built, and we're just asking to maintain that existing condition. So this is important too. We took I made Mr. Dunbar walk around and knock on all of his neighbors' doors, and we also did a survey of existing homes in the area, and this request aligns with all of the, not all of, but a majority of the existing homes in the area. Over 70% have this same condition for what's there today. So we identified 49 of 82 homes, which works out to 70%, that have at least one side setback that is less than what today's zoning code requires. Cat K alone has numerous homes with side setbacks that are equal to or less than the subject property's request, and not just on the sides, but also in the rear and in the front. Basically, what you have is an area that was annexed that's all completely legal non-conforming. So this would be consistent with the pattern of development here. So I did a little comparison of some of the other zoning districts. Most zoning districts in Fort Lauderdale for residential are RS4 and RS8. That's what you see in like Coral Ridge, Rio Vista, Sunrise Intercoastal, Victoria Park, but where areas were annexed, the city essentially created these very unique zoning districts that are not consistent with what's in the rest of the city. So we did a little analysis of what do the other zoning districts require, and you can see here RS 3.52, RS 6.70. This one is the RS 8.85B, and those are all unique to each kind of little area that was in the annexed area. And most zoning codes for residential have a 5-foot setback. Almost universally across the city of Fort Lauderdale, residential setbacks on the sides are 5 feet on either side. So this one's, it's a little strange that it's such an excessive setback for a single family home, because that's not a typical situation. I think I hit this by accident, but now we're just showing you some images of what the proposed home looks like. It's beautifully designed. I know Mr. Dunbar's been working on this for a very long time. We are showing you just some images of the home from all different angles. There's the side. It is on the water. And just some more images and some renderings of what the home will look like. So it's a beautiful addition to the neighborhood. And I think that's the last one. So I'm just going to spend a minute going through the variance criteria, because I think this is it really does, when you break down the criteria and you look at what is being requested here, it actually does fit all of the criteria. So obviously, I know you know them well. The special conditions and circumstances affect the property at issue, which prevent the use of the property in a reasonable way. As I said, the current house on the property right today, which I showed you an image of in the beginning, is a 1-story single-family home constructed prior to the adoption of the current ULDR. The existing first-story structure already exists in the location that is proposed, so the home is already there. The normal setback for a single family is usually 5 feet. This is an excessive setback, and interestingly, it just doesn't comply. I mean, it doesn't fit with the pattern of development that has happened. So for architectural and structural reasons, because the foundation is there, we're asking for the ability to build the home over the existing foundation. Peculiarity of conditions cause special circumstances peculiar to the property at issue. What we think is peculiar, and the condition that exists here, is that the home was constructed in conformance with the zoning that was in place when it was originally built, later annexed, and of course, and then after the fact, the city adopted zoning regulations that were not consistent with the homes that were there. And this is not the only home with that condition. Deprivation of substantial property right. Literal application of the provisions of the ULDR would deprive the application of a property right. We believe, and hopefully you do too, that strict application of the 7.5-foot setback deprives them of the ability to rebuild the house in the existing location, consistent with the pattern of development that exists on this street. The variance would allow the applicant to use the existing foundation and to modernize the property with a modern updated home. Obviously, this hardship was not self-created. Again, it's repetitive, but it's relevant that the home was constructed properly under the zoning as it existed at the time, and the zoning came after the home. The foundations are already there. And minimum variance necessary. The home was designed, with the exception of this portion of the foundation that exists today and where the existing home is. The rest of the home was completely designed to code. So on the other side of the house, on the other setback on the side and on the rear and on the front, those are all completely compliant with code. It's this very minor 1-foot plus variance that's being requested. Last but not least, as I said, I did ask Mr. Dunbar to walk around, and in particular to talk to his direct neighbors. So you can see here that he has done that. We highlighted in the home obviously is outlined in red in the middle. That's Mr. Dunbar's house. And then he went to the neighbors, any neighbor that could even see this, he spoke to, and we did get letters of support from everybody on all 4 sides, even across the water. And that concludes my presentation, and we're happy to answer any questions that you might have.
Do you have a picture of the existing layout?
Of the existing house? Yeah, it was at the beginning. Let me go back.
And while you're doing that, I'm just going to open up the public hearing. Is there anybody from the public wishing to speak to this matter?
That's the, whoops, sorry.
Okay, then in that case, we'll bring it back to Doug's question.
Okay. It's jumping around, so that's not me. I apologize. Oh, that's you? Oh, okay.
I just have one
I'm like, I wasn't doing that.
One second, Stephanie. Pat?
Stephanie, you said that you had letters of support. I don't see them in the backup. Is there missing backup?
I have the originals with me if you'd like to have them.
Yeah, I just,
Yep.
I don't, if
Gonna grab 'em.
they were there, why aren't they in the packet is all.
This is the original
You
house.
have no floor plan? 'Cause it looks
I
good.
do. That was the survey I showed. Let me go back. It's like two more forward. I think it's the next one. There it is. That's the survey of the
You said there
existing
are
house.
Letters of
Right,
support?
so that wall that's non-conforming?
Yes.
How long is that? Because that's not what you're proposing. Your existing is, what, 5, 7, 10 feet? You're proposing
That's
40
correct.
feet.
That's correct. It's longer.
So it has nothing to do with
it would
the
be-
existing foundation. You're building a new foundation anyway.
No, there's a portion of the foundation so it would be squared off.
But your existing foundation of that new wall, which is 43 feet long in the new home, you're really only sitting on top of
A portion of it.
9 foot
Yes.
of an existing
That's correct.
foundation,
Yes.
Right.
which is quite a slightly different interpretation to what your hardship explanation
Right, so
is trying to explain to
Okay.
us.
Okay, Pat?
There appear to be 4 letters, and staff says they never received them. So, I don't know whether you want to consider
I don't know.
them
Can
or
I?
not.
I'll submit them now if I could. Those are the originals. They're signed. Thank you.
Okay, Doug?
I'm missing the hardship. I understand if you were asking to keep it where it is, but you're not, that's not what you're asking. You're asking to extend the whole house.
Jason?
Yeah, I agree. I feel you're pushing over 4,000 square feet of a new home here by my calculations, and I don't. When I read the criteria for a hardship, I don't think you're meeting them.
Stephanie, anything you'd like to add?
I would just say that this is the pattern of development on the entire street, so it's consistent with everything that's been built. I would just. I can't question why the city chose excessive setbacks for two streets that don't exist anywhere else in the city. To me, that's as much of a hardship as anything. You don't have 7.6 hard setbacks, even in some of the well-known neighborhoods throughout Fort Lauderdale. They just don't exist.
Yeah, I think it's going to be hard to justify saying a zoning code is a hardship. But
Okay.
Okay.
Can Mr. Dunbar speak?
Sure. And Mr. Dunbar, you were sworn in, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank
Okay,
you.
with regards to the one side, the north side, if you look at the rest of the community, mine has 9 foot approximately there. Another one down the street has 25 feet, another one may have 40 feet. It's all up and down depending on how each house was built. So all the houses are not consistent where you're gonna find only 9 feet or 4 feet or whatever it may be. It just depends on which lot. And so when I did the survey actually and went to every house down the streets, I tried to, as much as possible by looking. I couldn't go into the backyards and stuff and try to, guesstimate obviously what was going on. But that was sort of what's happening there is that neighbor would have 30 feet already and they could then therefore build on top of that, but yet I can't have the same, setback, and that one might be 4 feet. And that's the other issue too is mine's 5'8". There's other ones that are probably 4 foot, 3 foot from the current property lines, so.
Okay, thank you.
But you're tearing the whole house down, right?
No, ma'am.
No.
No?
It's a renovation redo of the first floor. Right?
Well, I'll
Yeah, I'm gonna let you explain.
So if you look at the existing survey.
Sir, if I could just ask you to get by the microphone.
I'm sorry. If you look at the existing survey there, the front piece here becomes a garage on the lower left, Everything else on the other side, all of that stays except for that little pop out that's going to be expanded. Right now, everything in there is there's all marble tile that's been done, cabinetry, an office in the rear bedroom back there that you see, so you can see the hard lines. All that's going to stay. They're going to protect all of that. There's a bathroom back there and everything else. It's all going to be kept with 3/4 inch plywood, felt sheets, everything else to protect all the work that's there. So that way, we're only doing the north wall and the west wall are the two new additions, if you want to call it that. The other walls are actually staying.
Okay, thank you.
And the city considers this a renovation of the, isn't there something about a certain percentage or a certain dollar amount that would push this over a renovation to new construction?
The building department allows these to come in as additions. So to put in a second story addition or renovation, as long as they leave the slab and a certain amount of walls as existing. So it won't be considered, it doesn't go under new construction, but it does exceed the 50% rule, which requires full compliance. That's why they're here for a variance.
Right.
Okay. Does anybody else have any questions for the applicant? Okay, seeing none, I'll close the public hearing and bring it back to the board for any discussion or entertain a motion. Amy?
I'm just going to say if what he's saying, that the other houses on the street have walls down that side that are 30 feet, 20 feet, to discriminate against him when it's, is kind of a hardship too, in my opinion, if it's not consistent with the rest of the neighborhood.
That would be a conversation if they were going to get the zoning changed. He's coming here to represent himself. It's not about what everyone else does or has. It's not, this lot is not inconsistent with, it's not like, an inconsistent lot is missing a corner or something weird about the lot.
But it's inconsistent with other houses on the street that were conforming back when they were built. It's just my opinion.
Okay. There's no other discussion. I'll entertain a motion. Jason?
Okay, I make a motion to deny the variance mentioned in section 47-39.8.6.a dimensional requirements, and that it does not meet the criteria for a variance.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Okay, that was Doug. Motion and second. Any further discussion? Okay, this is a motion to deny. Nicole, if you could take a roll, please.
And this is motion to deny.
Motion to deny.
Mr. Galis?
No.
Mr. Hergoldman?
Yes.
Mrs. Rathburn?
Yes.
Mrs. Mergler?
No.
Mr. Mead?
Yes.
Mr. Wolf?
No.
Chair Elfman?
No pressure, right? And I'm really split in the middle of this. But considering some of the circumstances, I'm going to say no. Motion fails.
Motion to deny passes.
It fails.
Sorry, it fails. I apologize.
That's okay. So,
Motion passed.
Dwayne, look like you're ready to
If
say
you
something.
would entertain a motion to approve.
Okay.
I will make a motion to approve. I don't necessarily think that the criteria has been met, which is why I voted the way I did. But if the circumstances were different and they were not tearing down that wall and wanted to extend the line of this house to the rear, which we have cases frequently, and I typically vote for those so that you don't have to adjust your house and it matches seamlessly. My problem with this one is that they're tearing down the wall, and they could put it where it needs to be. But I can count. And
If you don't think the criteria is met, you cannot vote.
well, I can make a motion, but because we need to make a motion. But that's. I mean, I'm sort of justifying
Actually,
where I'm coming from.
We don't have a motion yet. But Dwayne, did you want to
Correct.
add one more thing?
I think the issue is in formulating the motion, the maker has stated that they don't believe the criteria is met. And
So I can't make the
that,
motion.
That poses a problem for the
Okay,
record.
all right. Then I withdraw my half-hearted motion.
Mr. Chair,
Go ahead, Bob.
I move to grant the variance because I think they met the criteria of granting the variance simply because I consider this a rehabilitation of a previous project, not a total tear down, and due to the nature of how this entered the tax roll prior to all these existing zoning regulations. So I move acceptance with variance.
Okay, do we have a second?
A second.
Okay, motion is second. Any further discussion? Okay, ready? And this is motion to approve.
Mr. Dalis,
Yes.
Mr. Hergolfin,
No.
Mrs. Rathburn? No. Mr. Merler, Mrs. Merler,
Yes.
Mr. Mead,
No.
Mr. Wolf,
Yes.
Mr. Elfman.
Back at the same spot.
Yep.
Yes. So, Dwayne,
Did you say yes, Mr. Elfman?
I did say yes.
Okay. Motion passed.
Motion passes. Okay, thank you. Next case number 251-20003, 1910 East Sunrise Boulevard. Disclosures, Jared?
No disclosures.
Amy?
No.
Doug?
Drove by.
Okay, Bob?
None. I just have a question what property physically this is.
Oh, this is 1910 East Sunrise Boulevard?
What's the previous property? I'm just curious.
Oh, the previous business?
Yeah.
The furniture store.
Furniture, is it furniture? Okay. Okay.
Sorry about that.
Okay. Jason?
No.
Okay, Pat?
None.
All right. And I had driven by. Okay, please state your name and
Hi, I'm Amanda Phillips. Oh, hi, I'm Amanda Phillips.
is the mic on? There's a little button there you can press.
Hello, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Perfect. I'm Amanda Phillips. We're here requesting a special exception to allow alcoholic beverage service as an accessory use to a bona fide full service Italian restaurant. Barolo is a family-friendly, food-driven restaurant focused on Italian cuisine. Alcohol service will be secondary and incidental to dining with an anticipated minimum of 65% food revenue. Operationally, the restaurant closes at 10 p.m. on weekdays, 11 p.m. on weekends, with no amplified outdoor sound, no nightlife features, and responsible vendor training for all servers. The intent of the 300-foot rule is to prevent high-intensity clusters of bar or nightlife, which is not implicated here at all. This use is much less intensive than surrounding establishments that sell alcohol currently. This request is compatible with surrounding uses, meets all zoning criteria, and supports economic development without any adverse impact. We respectfully request your approval.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Just stay there in case there's anybody wishing to speak or any questions. Is there, open up the public hearing. Is there anybody from the public wishing to speak? Yes, sir. And were you sworn in as well? Yes, sir. Okay. Please come up, state your name and property address.
It's already on. How you guys doing? My name's Alexander. I own Sunny Folk Cinnamon Rolls and Coffee. I'm within the 300 feet. We need more traffic there. We need more business. We need more good operators. I personally know these guys, the team behind them, and we just need traffic. Half of that building, probably 70%, is currently empty. There's no food, no restaurants. Subway closed, the corner restaurant closed, the cafe. 2 more businesses are about to close within the next 6 months. So I'm just here, hoping you guys grant them the request.
Thank you.
Thank you guys for your time.
Thank you. Is there anybody else wishing to speak? Okay, so let me bring back to the board. Do you have any questions of the applicant?
I don't.
Doug?
Was there a restaurant adjacent to this on that same strip a couple years ago? Or you don't know?
I don't know that. Do you guys know the answer to that?
It's like a Spanish or a Mexican restaurant?
That's the same location.
Yes.
There was a long-term.
That's okay. Well, we'll leave it there. Otherwise, I'm going to have you come up and speak in front of the mic. So that helped a little bit.
Okay. Thank you.
Sorry.
And I actually was going to answer that for you as well. Yes, there was. Thank you. Is there any other questions of the applicant? Okay. In that case, I'll close the public hearing, bring it back to the board. Any discussion or a motion?
Motion.
Pat?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Okay. Any discussion? Nicole?
This is motion to approve.
Yes.
Mr. Galis?
I eat and drink, so yes, of course.
Okay, Mr. Hagopian?
One more time?
Mr. Hagopian?
Yes.
Okay. Mrs. Rathbone?
Yes.
Mrs. Mergler?
Yes.
Mr. Mead?
Yes.
Mr. Wolf?
Yours, yes.
Chair Elfman?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Okay. Thank you.
Good luck, guys.
Yeah.
Thank you. Nice presentation, too, by the way. You're welcome. We're going to try to recall the first case again. Case number 250-40003, 25 Northwest 11th Street. Our applicant is here. Let's start with disclosures. Jared?
No.
Amy?
No.
Okay. Doug? Any disclosures? Okay. Bob?
None.
Jason?
No.
Pat?
No.
Okay. And I don't believe there's any for me on this one. Okay, sir, if you could make sure the microphone's on. I know you came in later. You were not sworn in yet, so we're going to swear you in now. Nicole, if you could do that, please.
Yes, can you raise your right hand, please? Do you swear or affirm that the testimony that you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do.
Okay, sir, if you could please state your name and property address.
My name is Luke Joseph. It's 25 Northwest 11th Street.
Okay, if you would tell us why you're here.
We have a property that's in the county record. It shows is 12,006 square foot, but when I did the survey says it's exactly 12,000 square foot, not 12,600 square foot, not 12,006 square foot. And we wanted to subdivide it into two equal parcels. So the first parcel was successfully divided into 6,000 square foot, but the second one, because of the way it's shaped in the corner of 11th Street and Andrews Avenue, so I lost a few square foot, which is only 48 square foot. And so therefore, I'm asking for a variance to reduce that square foot. The variance that I'm asking for 5952 instead of the 6,000 square foot. I'm losing about a few square foot because of the way they shape, the curve shapes, please.
Okay. Is there anything else you wish to add?
No, that's it.
Okay. Open up the public hearing. Is there anybody from the public wishing to speak to this matter? Okay. Seeing none, I'm going to bring it back to the board. Nicole, I just want to disclose my apologies. Memory was failing. I did do a drive-by on this property, so I did do a site visit. I do have one other question, and sir, it's just because of my memory. I know that we did hear part of this case. We deferred to this month.
Yes.
What was the measurements last time you came here?
The
Because I know
last,
there was a question about how we were going to split the lot.
yes, the last time it was a weird number. That wasn't really the first one. They put that 67 square foot, which is way off.
Mm-hmm.
And then the last time he said, well, you not see any reason why you wouldn't be able to split it into half.
Mm-hmm.
So now we went back and he looked at it. He says, yes, it can, except that little curve in the area. The second lot will be a little bit smaller than the first one.
Okay, thank you for the reminder on that. Sorry, board members. Is there any other board members wish to ask any questions of the applicant? No? Okay, thank you, sir. We close the public hearing, and if the board doesn't have any questions or any discussion, I'll entertain a motion.
I'd make a motion to approve the variance as requested. The hardship is not of his creating in that that property curves and he loses a few feet from that, and that's not a hardship of his creating. So I believe he meets the criteria.
Second that.
Okay, motion and a second. That was by Mr. Galis. Any further discussion? Okay, Cole, if you could please take roll call, please.
Mr. Galis,
Yes.
Mr. Hagopian,
Yes.
Mrs. Rathburn,
Yes.
Mrs. Murgler,
Yes.
Mr. Mead,
Yes.
Mr. Wolf,
Yes.
Chair Elfman.
Yes,
Motion passes.
thank you. Thank you, sir.
so much.
Is there any communication to the city commission? Nothing about the iPads or anything like that? Okay. Anything for the good of the city?
Just to, I'll let you know that the first appeal from your board will be heard by the city commission at their next city commission meeting. That's the Thatcher case from a year ago, actually. So I'll keep you informed as to the progress of that.
That was the first appeal.
I know I got that part. What case is?
He said Thatcher.
What's the Thatcher case?
Is that the intercoastal?
Is that the boat guy?
That was the shed
near the
that
waterway.
was- So it originally approved for a 10 by 10, but it was a 10 by 20. They did substantial improvements to it. It kind of looks like an accessory structure.
Okay. Well, that'll be interesting to see where that turns out. Okay. In that case, we are adjourned. Thank you.